Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Mike McCarthy responds to anonymous Cowboys players' troubling comments. The sky is starting to fall in Dallas. Head coach Mike McCarthy is hoping to catch the pieces before they land, but it might be too late. Anonymous Cowboys players came forward Tuesday blasting McCarthy and his coaching staff following an excruciating loss to the Arizona Cardinals Monday night. The majority of comments reflect a lack of preparation from the Cowboys coaching staff. Totally unprepared, an anonymous Cowboys player told NFL Network's Jane Slater, "They don't teach, they don't have any sense of adjusting on the fly." McCarthy already has enough on his plate thanks to the Cowboys' 2-4 start to the 2020 season. Now the Dallas head coach needs to play damage control in an attempt to try and salvage the season. Well, first off, I haven't heard any of those type of discussions, McCarthy said of the anonymous comments on Tuesday via Pro Football Talk. I think like a lot of things, when you hit a part of your season or any challenge where there's negativity out there and where it comes from and who it comes from, that's something that I've never chased. Mike McCarthy is clearly trying to ignore the rumors, but when they're coming from inside your own team's locker room, it's tough to block out the noise. The Cowboys head coach wants his team to handle things as men from now on. Something tells us that a lost cause at this point. All McCarthy and his staff can do is put the Cowboys in the best position to win games. Until then, the locker room chatter will likely continue. So, on today's news, who are we going to blame for the Cowboys? First, everybody blamed the first coaches when they got Chan Gailey after Barry Switzer. They blamed Chan Gailey. Then they brought in Dave Campo. They blamed Dave Campo. Then they brought in Bill Parcells. And everybody blamed Jerry for messing that up because Jerry messes things up all the time. But Parcells, he couldn't get along with Terrell Owens, which was the dumbest thing in history to bring in Terrell Owens, who is a team killer. Not saying he's a bad player. Just a player that opinionated is very hard for a coach like Parcells to deal with a player like that who questions everything you're doing and who always has a problem and always wants the ball to make his stats look pretty. Which we know Terrell Owens played for stats. He didn't play to win. Stop, because he complained too much. Now they blamed Wade Phillips. They were like, Wade Phillips is too soft. He's too boring, but he got a playoff win. But that doesn't matter. What else happened? Jason Garrett became the coach. They blamed Jason Garrett. Then Jason Garrett would try to coach and put guys in their place. What did the players do? They would go run to Jerry like, Jerry, he's being too rough on me. Listen. And I've said this a long time ago. The reason I stopped rooting for the Cowboys probably around, I believe, Chan Gailey or Campo, because I just saw the writing on the wall. I'm not going to say I wouldn't support them or say I hope they do well. I still had some of my gear, but I'm one of those guys where it's like, look, they suck. I'm not a person who's going to sugarcoat anything. And I think that's the problem with sports today, as well as how it's been for the past decade. Everyone wants to be nice, or everyone wants to be a good guy so they could get all the interviews, so they can get a bunch of likes, so they could get people to come support their page. I could care the hell less. To me, I feel like this. Everybody knows who the problem is. And it's just mind-boggling to me that people keep trying to defend it or sweep it under the rug. Well, The Jones family, they're going to be in charge. So, there's nothing you could do about that. They're family run business like every other business. No, 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 no. I was listening to Cowboys radio today. On YouTube, these guys, I can't think of their name. They're basically sweeping that under the rug. Listen, Pittsburgh is a family run business. But why does Pittsburgh continue to be good? Why have they had a Super Bowl in this decade? I mean, the last decade was the last one they had a Super Bowl, but it was recent. The Giants as well. They had two Super Bowls. You know why? Because they let people who know football go out there and do their job. Jerry Jones is a great businessman and a great marketer, but that has nothing to do with no goddamn football. If you keep putting talent on the field that continues to be trash. Now, I'm not saying Dak would have brought them back or won that game against the Cardinals, but Dak would have put them in position to win like he has done every week, like he's been doing since last year. You guys as fans and people destroyed Dak Prescott. And this is what's funny to me. The fans did the same thing to Tony Romo. Y'all used to kill Tony Romo. Then all of a sudden y'all say, oh, we want Tony Romo back. Why you want him back? You just said he sucked. No, but he would have made that throw better than Dak. He would, because you guys are brainwashed idiots. The whole Dallas fan base are a bunch of brainwashed idiots. They are. They're brainwashed idiots. They want to find somebody to blame when the problem has always been Jerry Jones. Mike McCarthy is playing with players who have been on the team from last year. He only added a few, maybe 5 or 6 new players to the team. Everybody else is from last year. I told y'all DeMarcus Lawrence shouldn't have got that contract. Everybody got mad at me. They were like, HD, you don't know what you talking about, dog. You an idiot. I said, I told you. I told you. This has got to stop. All you have to do is stop buying the tickets. Stop buying the merchandise. Hurt them where their pockets hurt, and then they will really make a drastic change. But until then, it's going to be like the New York Knicks. They're going to keep giving you bull crap after bull crap after bull crap. That's the way that's how it works. If you don't affect Jerry Jones through his pockets, this team is still going to continue being mediocre. Dak getting hurt was a blessing in disguise. It was a blessing in disguise because it showed you for who you are, a big bunch of frauds. So stop with all this America team and all this crap. Stop it. That stuff is bogus. All it is a brainwashing scheme to make Dallas fans stupider than what they are. Look, these players that are coming out saying something, I put money on it that is Jalen Smith or DeMarcus Lawrence, because them two are the biggest crybabies I've ever seen. Seriously. I put money on it as them. Because DeMarcus Lawrence looked like the type he'll say some crap like this. DeMarcus Lawrence is weak. He's a weak-minded player. He's weak. When things get tough, he shows his character. Talking about F the fans. How you going to say F the fans, DeMarcus, and they've been putting up with your bull crap for 4 or 5 years now? You're trash. Jalen Smith is more of a blitzer, more of a downhill player. He's not a linebacker like Levante David or Devin White. He's not that type of linebacker. He's more like Devin White like attacking downhill. You send Jalen Smith on blitzes. If you're running a 4-3 hybrid, which is supposed to be a 3-4, Mike Nolan, you blitz Jalen Smith, but you really can't get mad because they have no linebackers. Everyone's been hurt. The Wolf Hunter just got back. But that's not going to help with anything. Your secondary is trash. Dallas fans have been telling you for 5-6 years now. When Dallas was real successful in the 90s, they had a safety and they had a pass rusher who could get to the quarterback. And they had a middle linebacker who could handle when the run comes up the middle and could get guys in position. Jalen Smith is not a leader. Him and DeMarcus are not leaders. They're frauds. That's why I said you should have kept Byron Jones. You should have got rid of Lawrence. You should have got rid of you should have just let Smith and their contract play out and get rid of them. You could have used that money to bring in some other D linemen who could pass rush, and you could bring in some real D linemen, and you also could have addressed your offensive line. You should have let Zeke go, and you should have built your offensive line back up. And you could have got a Pollard and somebody else to share the carries. You don't need one running back like that, and he's not Emmitt Smith. Zeke is mentally weak. He's not a leader. Your leader's gone. Andy Dalton is probably going to get you 2 games, maybe 3. But depending on how the East is, that could be enough to win the East. They probably will beat all the teams in the division. But the Eagles, I feel like, have the best front 4 in the division. Outside of the football team. The Washington football team got a good front 4. But the thing is, Dallas keeps blaming people and these anonymous players who are a bunch of ussies because they're trying to say, oh, well, Mike McCarthy did this. Mike McCarthy ain't teaching. Well, why don't you just speak up and ask Mike McCarthy a question? You know why you guys aren't doing it? Because Jerry Jones has pampered y'all. Jerry Jones has made it okay for players to come to his office because he's the good old slave owner. That's all he is. He's a big slave owner who loves black people who are very troubled, who have off the field issues, because he could come and say, look here now, I saved you. I saved you from going to jail. I saved you from going there down the road. I saved you from committing these crimes. I got you off this time. You owe me in the contract negotiations. You're going to play for that star, baby. Yes, sir. Dallas is great. That's what he's going to do. But let me tell you this, Jerry. You know why Al Davis was successful running his business like this, like you're trying to run it? Al Davis knew football. You don't know football. I don't even think you started or even played on your team back in Arkansas when you was with Jimmy. Because Jimmy didn't respect you. Jimmy couldn't stand you because you didn't know football. You were always trying to dive into his pool instead of letting him run it. You should have swallowed your pride. You should have kept Jimmy Johnson. You should have let Jimmy do it how he wanted to do it. You guys would have had probably 6-7 Super Bowls. Because Jimmy Johnson knows football. You don't know it. And I'm sick and tired of all these apologists on the radio stations trying to say, oh, well, that's just how Jerry runs it and everything. Exactly. You're enabling. What the fans need to do is stop buying the product. Stop going to the games. Stop paying for the tickets. Stop paying for the merchandise. That's the only way you're going to affect Jerry Jones. Put out a petition telling Jerry, we're not coming to the game no more until you step down as the general manager and all of that and you bring in real football experts. And I don't want to hear this crap this dude on the radio say, well, there's been bad GMs before. Look at the GM in Atlanta. Hey, he got fired, yeah, he got fired, but guess what? He got him to a Super Bowl, idiot. What else you want to go to? Oh, you want to talk about the Patriots? You know why the Patriots are winning? Because what's the guy name? I can't even think of the damn owner name. Well, the owner for the Patriots, he lets Belichick run the football operations. It's the same thing for the San Antonio Spurs organization. They let Popovich do the basketball things with the GM. They don't talk. They don't say nothing. I am so sick and tired of all this defending Jerry Jones when he is the problem. But you guys don't care. Y'all love mediocrity. Y'all going to keep buying all the product. Y'all going to keep buying all the jerseys and stuff. But now Mike McCarthy's being blamed, the defensive coordinator being blamed because his players are playing with no heart. It's not about, even if you don't know the scheme, you're still supposed to be out there playing fearless. You're supposed to be out there playing with heart. You guys play with no heart because y'all got no heart. Dak was your heart. And now that he's been hurt, you guys have no more heart. You guys were letting Dak get the blame all the time. Y'all were letting Dak get destroyed in the media. Now it feels tough because now you guys are being exposed for who you are, a bunch of frauds. Zeke, a fraud. He's been frauding for the past 3 years. This ain't Ohio State, buddy. This ain't your first year no more. People done caught on to how you play. Then they tried to discredit Dak by saying, oh, well, you know, Zeke is the guy. Zeke is this and that. You know, Dak ain't this and that. Well, how did it look yesterday without Dak? Huh? Trash. Dak's been doing that same thing for 4 years now. That's why he wanted the money, because Dak knows how trash this team is, but he's not going to say nothing because he's a leader. And he's a good dude. Dak is a real good, humble dude. And he's a hard worker. And everybody from fan bases were upset because they never seen a guy who fights every Sunday just get treated like crap. Jerry don't care about him. Jerry don't care about nobody but Jerry and how Jerry looks. And this is the downfall of the Cowboys. It's your boy, Jerry Jones. He's the one who needs to be blamed for this, not Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy just got here. Nolan just got here. Nolan is putting in a defense. The players don't want to respond to it. That's why they're getting beat, because they're not buying into it. You only got one guy, probably the Wolf Hunter, who's buying into it, and the rookie Diggs. Everybody else just don't care. You shouldn't have signed those guys to the deal, Jerry, and then you left your quarterback out to dry. That shows that you don't know football and you continue making dumb mistakes. You should have signed Dak to the long-term deal 2 years ago, and you should have signed Byron Jones back. You should have left all those other guys go because they don't have the heart. Byron Jones was out there playing. He wasn't getting picks, but he was knocking balls down. He was disrupting plays. He shut down half a side. He shut down whoever he rolled with. But guess what? Miami love him because he's been balling the past 2 weeks when he's not hurt. I think he got nicked up a little bit, but when he's played, he shut guys down. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming content. And let me know in the comments, who are they going to blame now? They're going to blame Mike McCarthy and try to make him the scapegoat. But who do you think they're going to blame now? And who do you think is at fault? So, also, if you want to donate to the page, cash at me at Welcome to HDTV, which is the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. And thank you for listening. We out. Live, boy.